Hi dear, I am Mrs. Ngozi Ekweme Onu, the CEO of True Bond Counseling Hub. Welcome to our channel where we help married and dating couples build stronger relationships. Join us to make your relationship the best one ever. If you feel like you and your partner are speaking different languages, this video is for you. Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to the last day of this beautiful series that I captioned Hidden Hurts, 14 types of abuse in marriage that so many people ignore. First of all, I want to thank God for helping me conclude this particular series, because during this series I was so sick. I had a lot of things I was dealing with at the time, and I want to thank God that He was able to see me through. So I'm very, very excited that I'm able to conclude this particular series. So I want to bring something to us that is very, very important. So as we bring the series to a close, there is something very important I need you to understand deeply. Marriage is not just a human agreement, it is a spiritual covering system. And sometimes what many people call just a wife is actually a divine assignment placed by God over a man's life. The truth is this: a man can lose his entire life not because he lacked opportunities, not because he lacked talent, but because he mishandled the person God sent to carry, cover, and stabilize his destiny. From the beginning of time, God has consistently placed anointed women in the lives of men. Women carrying grace for peace, stability, wisdom, favor, discernment, endurance, and doors that human effort alone cannot open. But here is where many people miss it. He thinks he chose her. He thinks he convinced her with charm, timing, or game. He thinks she is just lucky to be with him. But in reality, in many cases, she was not just a choice. She was an assignment, a divine placement, a covering, a helper, not just for home management, but for destiny alignment, bringing peace when life is chaotic, favor when doors are closed, clarity when confusion rises, and even second chances when mistakes should have ended everything. So when a man begins to cheat on her, when he disrespects her, when he manipulates her, when he takes her for granted, he's not just hurting a woman. He is slowly stepping away from the very structure that was holding his life together in ways he cannot see. Because there are battles some men are not surviving because of strength. They are surviving because of covering. And when covering is dishonored, protection becomes withdrawn. Not because the woman is powerful in herself, but because of the grace and assignment she carries. This is why some men suddenly notice doors closing, peace disappearing, alignments breaking, help drying up, confusion increasing. And they think it is coincidence. But sometimes it is simply the result of disconnecting from a grace they did not recognize while they had it. Let this be very clearly understood. A man does not own a woman in marriage, no. He is entrusted with a life that carries weight in the spirit. And how he handles her, whether with honor or dishonor, can determine the atmosphere of his own future. Proverbs 31 reminds us of a virtuous woman whose value cannot be measured in physical terms. And many men only realize what they had when the covering is no longer actively speaking over their life. So this message is not to instill fear, no. It is to bring awakening. Because because abuse in any form, whether emotional, verbal, financial, spiritual, or public, does not only damage relationships, it disturbs destinies. And today, as we close this series, the call is just simple: honor the assignment in your life. Don't destroy what God used to build you. Don't lose direction because you failed to recognize covering. Many homes are going through a lot currently, and my prayer is, may homes be healed. Amen. May understanding be restored. Amen. And may love return to its original place with honor, respect, and divine alignment. Amen. I want to end this series with this particular clip. Please watch and learn.
A man can lose his entire life cheating on the wrong woman and not realize for years that the woman he was disrespecting was the very covering his life was operating under. The Bible literally says, "Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm." And most people read that and think it's about pastors or preachers. But the truth is, God has been placing anointed women in men's lives since the beginning of time, and most of these men have no idea who they actually pulled up next to. They think they convinced her with their game. They have no clue she was an assignment, a divine placement to provide protection, peace, favor, doors, opportunities, second chances, and a quality of life he could not have manufactured on his own. So when he cheats on her, when he plays with her, when he disrespects her, when he takes her for granted, he's not just hurting a woman, he's literally moving God's hands off of his own life. He's choosing a temporary thrill over the long-term covering that was holding his entire reality together. But watch what happens. 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later, the deals start falling through. The money starts moving slower. The peace he used to walk around with disappears. The doors that used to open for him start staying closed. He can't sleep right. He can't focus. The new woman ain't the same. The replacement doesn't hit the same. And he can't figure out why his life is quietly unraveling, because nobody told him that anointed women carry the weight that doesn't show up in conversation. The covering was real. He just couldn't see it until it was lifted.